All right, so this is part 2. We were on number 3. The power steering in an automobile has a mechanical advantage of 75. If the input force is 49, what is the output force? So our givens were mechanical advantage equals 75. Input force equals 49 newtons. And so our unknown is output force. Okay, so let's look and see which triangle we use. We've got input distance, output force, input force. So we're going to use this one, AMA, and we're solving for output force. So if we covered this up, we would be left with output force equals AMA times input force. So our formula we're using is AMA equals output force equals AMA times input force. Output force equals 75 times 49. Output force equals 3,675. So when we multiply this out, that's what we get. Okay, number 4 is a little bit different, so we're going to look at it too. An axe is used to split wood, driven into the piece of wood for the input distance of 3 centimeters. If mechanical advantage is 0.85, what is the output distance? So our givens are input distance, 3 centimeters. Mechanical advantage, 0.85. Our unknown, or what are we solving for, is output distance. And so let's see what our formula is. We're dealing with distances. If we're dealing with distances, we're going to use this triangle. And we are solving for output distance in this one. So we're going to do input divided by IMA. So we've got output distance equals input distance divided by IMA. Output distance equals 3 centimeters divided by 0.85. Output distance, if we divide that out, we get 3.53 centimeters. Okay. And then on one other type of problem are efficiency problems. And for this, we do work output divided by work input times 100 to get a percent. And so number 15, a fan is capable of using 4,800 joules of electrical energy each minute, converting 4,000 joules of it into kinetic energy. What is the efficiency of the fan? So our formula is efficiency equals work output divided by work input. We divide that out first and get our number. It's going to be a decimal. And then we multiply that by 100 to get a percentage. So in this one, remember work output is what the machine does. And so work output is going to be less. The work output is going to be less. So it's going to be 4,000 joules divided by work input, which is what the machine is using. So 4,800 joules. And then multiply that by 100. So if we divide this part out, 4,000 divided by 4,800, we get 0.833 repeating or something like that times 100. And then 0.833 times 100 is going to be 83.3%. And we can round at the nearest tenth. So on your answers, I only need your final answer. I don't need to see you type out the work. Also, I have it set up so that your answer should show up in red. That way it will be easier for me to grade. So don't change the font. If you get a black font, change it to red. That way I can find your answers easily.